Hello, 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 everyone. So as you join, make sure that you just introduce yourself and where you're watching us from. My name is Coach Ten, and I'm joining in from Just like that. So just introduce yourself and then let me know where you're joining from. You're welcome to today's webinar, and we're going to just use 2 minutes to do that and 2 minutes to wait for the rest of the I'm going to say class, so that I don't have to go over what I've said before. There's going to be a recording, but I would like for more people to join so that you understand from the beginning, and then we can go forward. Hi, Christabel from Delta State. You're welcome. Hi, to me from Abuja. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So as you join, I can see more people are joining. As you join, just make sure you write your name and where you're joining us from. Just introduce yourself very quickly, so that we can start today's webinar. All right, I can see Victor. Victor from Abuja. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. All right, so 2 minutes is up, and I'm going to start when the rest of the people come. They're going to just introduce themselves, and they'll just join us in the middle of the class. Okay, so I'm going to be saying class a lot because I think this is a class, but that's okay. And if you have any questions, ensure that you write your questions at the comment section so that once I'm done, I'm going to address as many questions as I can. Um, and you'll have a number, obviously, to send me questions once the webinar is done, just in case you have more questions that you need to ask and you need to verify whatever it is that you need to verify. Now, today we're going to be talking a little bit about remote work and the blueprints that you need for making foreign currency right now in Nigeria and working remotely in Nigeria, basically working for foreign companies in Nigeria. And a whole lot of people usually think that remote work is something they can do part time, which is true for some of the remote jobs. You can do part time for some of them. However, remote job these days has changed. You're going to be working full time for a company outside of Nigeria. So just like you work 9 to 5 in Nigeria, like from 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. in Nigeria, or from 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. to about 4 p.m. for some people. Well, 8 hours. That's what I'm trying to say. 8 hours in Nigeria. Same thing. If you're going to be working for these people, most of them require you to work maybe full time. So it's just a different timing. So just like we were starting from 9 to 5 p.m. our time, you're going to be working your their time 9 as well to 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. depends. It's just that you are going to be starting by 3 p.m., 2 p.m., and so. Now I'm saying this because most people have a misconception that remote work is something that you can do part time. It is a full time job. Most people require you to do a full time job when it comes to remote work. So as we go further, we're going to learn more about remote work, what kind of remote work you can do, kind of hours these people require from you, and how much you're going to be earning. Again, if you have any questions, please just put your questions down, and as much as possible, I'm going to try to go through the questions and answer most relevant ones, and then we go further. All right. Now, before we start, I'm going to ask something. This is just to yourself. You can answer this either at the comment section. You can answer this to yourself. It's a rhetorical question. I'm not really requiring an answer for that. How many of us have applied for remote jobs before, and we've applied to like 10, 50, 20, and you never hear anything back from them? And you always see people posting them working remotely, either with their computer, with their tab, with their phone, them earning in dollars, and then you're feeling like, how are these people doing it? Is it is it just like how do people get these jobs? Gah. That's what we're here for. Now, the truth is, earning in dollars is not just luck. It is a system that you have to put in place. And tonight, that's what we're going to be showing you a few steps that everyday Nigerians have put in place that help them secure remote jobs that help that basically pay them right now in dollars. Stay at home moms, 9 to 5 workers, students, I mean, you name it. They are already earning in dollars, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Why is this training important? The world of work has changed, and high paying opportunities no longer require you to be in an office or live abroad. Most people don't know what skills to learn, how to position themselves, or where to find a real opportunity that will pay you in dollar. Most people usually just find people that'll tell them, "Hey, do this survey, um, and get paid maybe $1 per survey or something." And sometimes it's true if you find the legit ones, and sometimes even though it's true, you may not be eligible for it because you have to have an abroad kind of address. They only accept people abroad, and then there are now the jobs where you see people online, either they call, or you have to do, maybe you have to have a high tech skill or something, and that's what a lot of people usually get or usually think remote work is. Now, very quick story about me, how I started. What happened with me is that I decided I did not want to earn anymore in dollars or go to the office or answer to anybody in an office. I really don't like to see people physically. I get a little bit anxious when I'm around a lot of people. So I decided, okay, I have to make money, and I have to do it while staying in my house. How do I do that? So I started to upskill. I started to do and learn skills that's going to make me be in front of that competition. Going to make me be valuable to people who can employ my skill without me having to leave my house. And that's how I started learning one or two skill here. If I see any free training, I do. If I see any paid training, if I have the money, I pay it. And I started to upskill, and I started to make noise about my skills. So I said to tell my friends, "Hey, if you want to do this, I'm volunteering. I will do this for you just to gain a little bit of experience." And that's how I started to make noise about it on LinkedIn, on my social media handles, on WhatsApp. I made noise there. I shouted everywhere. Everybody that has one or two jobs that I know I can do remotely, I want to know how to do it so I can put it on my CV that I've worked remotely before, whether they are paying me or not. And that was how a friend reached out to me and said, "Hey, look, I'm going to I have this job that that I got. I've done the interview, I've gotten the job. It's just that I cannot do the job because I'm engaged somewhere. And I know that you have said to upskill in this particular area, and I want you to do this job. You're just going to pay me this particular money monthly for this particular amount of months, and then for the rest you can take it as your own." That's how I started working remotely, and I made sure once I entered that market, I networked like my life depended on it, because it did. I networked. I ensured that I put my best into it, so that if somebody was going to refer me to somebody else, to something else, it better be good. So I network. If I see somebody leave the company where I was, I'll ask them, I'll talk to them, "Hey, so I've not been seeing you at work. What happened?" And they say they got a better opportunity. I'm like, "Oh, that's amazing. Is this something I can apply for or something, something?" I didn't make it awkward, but again, I shoot my shots as much as I could. And I started to grow in the remote space community. I started to learn. I started to pick up things. I started to understand, oh, okay, this is how I should do this. This is how I should do this when I'm applying. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you today. So I did all of that so that you don't have to do it, so that I can teach you. And these are recent earnings from my remote, some of the remote jobs I do. I do more than one thing. And these are my recent earnings from some of the remote jobs. This one I was paid 1,205, which was about 1.8 at that time. I think dollar was about 1.6 or so, which was about 1.8 at that time. And this is another of my students who I referred to that same company, who also earned about 105. And this is a 2 week salary, mind you. This is not a monthly salary. This is a 2 week salary. So every two, that means in a month, we get paid about almost 4 M. in a month. And what do we do? Simple. By the end of this, we're going to tell you. All right. So make sure you stay to the end of this webinar. Now, who is this program for? If you're a student, you want to earn extra income without sacrificing school so much, it's for you. A stay-at-home parent who needs flexibility, who doesn't need to go to the work, who doesn't need to um, be transported to work all the time, going out of the house. They want flexibility in the house and be able to take care of their parent, their kids, and then work. And this is for you, frustrated 9 to 5 worker who wants freedom and better pay. Yes, I know that I said it's also about 9 to 5 with the American community. Yes, but you are at home. You don't have to go out to commute to work. You don't have to pay transport, and you earn better. And you are home. You just have a freedom of your own space, of your own timing, and it's going to be when you are back home anyway. You're going to start working like in the nights. Where you they go? Apart from people that normally have nightlife, and you can do nightlife on Friday, Saturday. You can go for nightlife. Nobody's stopping you, right? Or anyone that has tried to earn in naira at that is tired of earning in naira at all. You are just tired of earning in naira, or the naira is not paying you, because right now you earn about $500. I think you'll be earning almost that's almost 700 to 800K if you're earning $500 as a remote worker. You get. So this is for you. All right. Now, what you're going to learn today is how to identify the right skills, how to build your professional brand that attracts recruiters, and where to find the real dollar paying jobs. What are the real jobs that you need to be looking for and where to find them? And at the very end, for those who stay, I'm going to make an offer to you to get my courses, my tools, my templates to work with me, and a generous bonus as well, to ensure that you're guaranteed success. So basically, you're going to be taught what to do, how to get those jobs, how to place yourself in a place where the recruiters and these companies find you valuable to recruit you and to keep you. All right. Now, let's start off with the first one: why you are or may be getting rejected whenever you do your applications. Now, this goes for just not just remote work. This also goes for if you are a Nigerian applying to Nigerian companies, not just for remote jobs. Because most times I know that because we think that Nigerians, we don't look for details. We don't look for those little details when we're employing. You think we don't look for, so you just leave yourself and your CV and everything like that. So we're going to correct that today. Those are the things we're going to be correcting, because yes, Nigerians look for that, foreigners look for that. People are people. They want results. So one of the problem that you may be facing, few mistakes and problems that you may be making, is you treat your CV and your LinkedIn like a list of job duties. You, like when you're listing these things on your CV, you list it as if it's a job duty, not about the results that you bring for a particular company. That makes sense. Now, these people care again about result. These days, people will rather hire you because of the result that you bring, not because of your certificate, not because of the way you went to school. To be honest with you, there's the intellectual part of where you went to school, and people are really crazy about that. But right now, for the jobs that for what we're doing right now, people really care about results. What are the results you're bringing? What are the things that you can do for my company? Can you do this for my company? Can you do that for my company? Am I sure that I can trust you if I'm not looking at you? Because it's remote. We're not looking at you. You're sitting in your house. You're not there. I'm not micromanaging you. So can you bring results without somebody being on your head and saying, hey, where's this? Right? So they're looking for results. They care about the results. Then sometimes you send your CV and your CV is screaming, hire me, I'm desperate. Hire me, I'm desperate because I need money. Not hire me because I can solve this problem for you, or not hire me because I'm going to be valuable to your company, or not hire me because this is what I can do. And I'm sure that when you hire me in your company, you will love the results. So there are two things. When you're saying hire me, people that beg you for money, those people that like to beg you, how we hate billings, people that beg you for money, or people that you find systematic ways of just begging you in one way, you avoid them. However, you willingly give a vendor your money, and it may not even be something that is useful to you. But because of the way the vendor sold it to you, they sold it in a way, very valuable way for you, and then you felt like you needed it. You needed it. A few years ago, we could do without data, right? Like data that we buy from MTN, from Airtel, and all of those things. A few years. Right now, the brokest person will look for money to buy data. Why? Because of the value that it brings. All right, it brings value to you, so you don't mind spending money on it. However, if somebody comes and begs you for the same amount of money you just used to buy, you tell the person that you don't have, true, and you don't have, but you have the money to buy data. All right, it's the same thing. The companies have the money to pay you, but they're not going to pay you if you scream, hire me, I need money, hire me, I need money. They are going to pay you because you say, hire me because I can solve this problem for you. And they need problem solvers. They don't need people who are going to whine. Okay. Now, most times you apply in the wrong places. You're fighting with millions of other people for scraps of jobs that probably you're not even qualified for. What do I mean by that? You apply to wrong places. Like most times when people hear jobs, they usually think is, hey, web design or all these very techie things. You know, you want to be part of the tech bros, and I'm not against that. In fact, I encourage you to learn as much skill as you can because it's going to help you. However, you can start from entry level simple jobs that you can do that you already have the skill for. You don't necessarily need to go and develop a new skill. You just need to learn how to hone the skill, polish the skill, make it fine tuned, and then apply it to these particular jobs. And then remote jobs interview are now different from what we know it from. They're different from local interviews. They're looking for confidence people, problem solver, people who are going to be a cultural fit, people who their internet is not cutting out all the time, people who have lights, people who have the gadgets. Okay. A few of my students had an interview a few days back, and they got disqualified not because they didn't have all the gadgets, but because their internet just cut 1 minute during the interview. Just 1 minute. It disconnected them, then it came back, and that was it. That was the end of the interview. They didn't get to get a second chance. So sometimes that happens too. So we need to also pay attention to these little things that we think are not important, especially when it comes to remote job, because these people are looking for competence. They are looking for somebody who's not going to waste their time, somebody who's not going to waste their money. All right. Now, three secrets that I know will help you today. I really do. And I'm going to advise you to get a pen, to get a pen, to get a jotter or a book. Don't get a paper. Don't use paper. Get a pen or a jotter. Or if you have your note on your phone, you get your notes on your phone. Because at the end of this webinar, I would love for you to write three things that you learned and took away from this particular class. Okay. So just put in the comment section three things that you've learned. That's what we're going to be going into right now. So ensure you have your pen, your paper, or your notes down your phone or your tab or whatever it is that you use to take down notes. The first thing is your CV. Why is your CV failing you? How do you present your CV? How's your CV right now? Does your CV have 100 pages? Does it have 2 pages? Does it have 3 pages? If it has more than 1 page, you need to reduce it to 1. Okay, so here's the truth. Most CVs are never get seen or read by human. They get filtered out by the ATS. Now, the ATS is the applicant tracking system. And this is the software that most companies use to scan CVs before a recruiter even opens them. And when it's opened, the recruiters usually have maybe 6 seconds, 6.5 seconds, if they're generous, 7 seconds to scan through your CV. So you just look through it. Basically, they're looking for very key things. They're looking for your experience, executive summary, and then they're looking for the skills that you can bring. And because they're already skilled to look for the keywords, to basically just look for the keywords. If your keywords not there, they don't pay because they have almost tens of thousands of CVs to go through. Okay? So they don't have a lot of time. Now, if your CV isn't ATS friendly, it goes straight to the trash. So if it does not even pass the applicant tracking system, first of all, the software, it just is removed, is skipped to the next person because nobody has time these days. Time is money. That means that all the effort that you have put in applying just got wasted. And some applications that you do, You go through how many stages, you write tests, you write a compatibility test, you write this one, you write that one. Imagine that you did well in all of them. You did your video and everything, and the only thing that disqualified you was your CV that was not ATS friendly. So let's fix that. Let's see how our CV can be ATS friendly. All right, so here's why your CV fails the ATS checks. You use fancy designs or templates. Most people like to be very artistic with their CV, especially when we don't have a lot of experience. You want your CV to look fine and full. So you put your picture, you put colors, you put tables. I mean, you go to Canva. Few of us are very at least familiar with Canva. So we go to Canva, we design a very pretty CV. And sometimes that works at your disadvantage, because when you design such a pretty with colors, tables, your face, it is not ATS friendly. That's too much graphics. And the ATS cannot read it, right? It can't read it, it can't recognize it. So it just tosses it away. You are saving your CV as an image format or as a PDF that cannot be read. There's a way you save your PDF that it cannot be read. It can be copied, it can be read, it can be identified as a text if I put it in a system that needs to read text. So you need to put it in a text form, like a PDF that can be read as a text form, or Google Doc, or Microsoft document, or whatever, or something that I know that can be read. And then you're not using keywords from job description. So keywords are very important. I think I mentioned this before, that when a recruiter looks through your CV, they're looking for keywords on your CV. So keywords are what they use in describing the job itself. So when you go to a job application, you see few keywords, and those keywords sometimes they even repeat themselves. Like they're looking for someone who is fluent. Let's say, for instance, this is a for instance. I'm not saying this is what happens all the time. This is for instance. Let's say they're looking for somebody who is fluent in French, who knows how to use Slack, who has customer success experience. So you see a few things in their job description, like unique words like that. Those are keywords. So they're going to, on your experience, they're going to scan for these keywords. The ATS2 also scans for keywords. Now, if let's say about 50 to 60% of the keywords are not found on your CV, it gets tossed away. So you need to also learn how to look for these keywords, then scatter them on your CV. Don't just put them in one place because they're keywords, or you're gonna write keywords. Scatter them on your CV, scatter them in your executive summary, scatter them under your professional experience. Sure, just scatter them everywhere. Don't just go and put it in one place. All right. So let's go further and see what we're talking about. Now, this is an example of a CV that you do not want to have as someone starting off, or as someone applying for a normal job. When I mean normal job, I mean you're not a graphics designer, you are not a product designer, or these very fancy design people. You are not somebody who they're looking for how well you can design. This is not a CV that you want to have, or you want to submit. First of all, we have your picture up there, which is a no-no. Secondly, we have a lot of we have a lot of is this a pentagon now? Or is a hexagon? So many hexagons and shapes and everything is just everywhere. Then you have your skill with so much graphics. You have your about me. Now, when I look at this particular CV, I'm so distracted by everything that's happening except the experience. The experience is what we're looking for, but the experience is just way down there. Do you understand? The first thing I want to see on your CV is your executive summary. I want the things that I'm looking for to attract me. So your executive summary, your experience should attract me, your skill should attract me. Okay? If the language is important to have, like if you're submitting a CV for, let's say, a job that says you must know how to speak French fluently, or German fluently, then you can put language. If not, remove it. Then people that have their school leaving certificates, yeah, or I went to secondary school, this name of your secondary school, you put it there. The name of your primary school, you remove that thing, like erase it from your CV. Move it. You have your house address, remove it. Nobody wants to see your house address. You can just put your country and your state. Then you don't necessarily need to put your full house address. So remove all those things. They are unnecessary. They are filling up the space on your CV. Your CV, if you don't have 10 years plus experience working, there's no need you having a CV that is 2 pages. It should be one page. 2 pages is bulky. One page and you're good. Okay. That's another example of a CV that is also a no-no. This is a CV that nobody should have. It's too much graphics. Except you are a graphic designer. Like, see this guy, he's a graphic designer. It's okay. If you're not a graphics designer, just forget it. In fact, for graphics designers, what I actually prefer that you do is not have this on your CV. Have a simple CV, but do a portfolio that has your graphics. Now showcase on your portfolio. Nobody's is vexing for that. But on your CV, just straight to the point, simple things. Let's be done with it. Okay. This looks simple enough, but again, it's still what does that mean? We still have your picture up there. You still have, these are tables, these things that divide this, like where you have your education, work experience, then you have your about me, your contact. It's clearly a table that kind of divides it in two. So we don't want this. We don't want to see this on your CV. We don't want to see a table on your CV. The ATS doesn't want, the ATS checks will remove this as well on your CV. If you have this on your CV, all right. So what do you need to do when you're writing or creating your CV? You need to keep it very clean, very simple. I should see what I need to see quickly. Like, the things I need to see should catch my attention first of all. Like your executive experience, your executive summary, and then your experience, your skills. Those are the things I want to see. So let them catch my attention. Make it catch my attention. No tables, no columns, no images. Obviously, use standard fonts like Arial or Calipari. Then use job description keywords. We've gone over this. Let it flow naturally. If the role says customer success, in your CV, you should have words and the right context of customer success. So, under your experience, kind of fine tune the experience under there. If you don't have the experience, there is no problem. There's a way to fix that. All right. I will go through that as well. Add a skills section. So include both hard skills and soft skills relevant to the role. So hard skills are skills that can be learned. Soft skills are skills that just come to you naturally. Example of a hard skill is you're a computer literate. You know how to navigate the computer. That's it. That's an example of a hard skill. I think another example of hard skill is that you can use Canva. Okay. Now, soft skill is something that comes naturally, like you have communication skill, you are patient. Like for a customer service rep, you obviously need to be patient because you're going to have very difficult customers. Customers are difficult. People are difficult. So that, oh, you obviously need to have patience. You need to know how to communicate as well. Things like that are soft skills. So you can put soft skills and hard skills that are relevant. And when you even look at the job description, you're actually going to see the soft skills and the hard skills that they're looking for. So you can just pick those. Those are also key words. You can just pick those and scatter them on your CV. Write achievements based on bullet points, not just what you did, but the results that you delivered. So, for instance, let's say you handled, for instance, what happens here? Handled customer complaints. Instead of say you say handled customer complaints, resolve 95% of customer complaints within 24 hours. Now, this sounds very techie and so professional. If you just be say it's just two customers you handled in your mother's shop one day. All right. You've handled customers. Definitely you've handled customers. It might just be that you're a single mother or you are a parent and you've handled your children. Let's say you've handled conflict within your children and you've resolved it. There's conflict resolution. Maybe you're an elder sibling and you've handled conflict as well within your siblings and you resolved it amicably. Everybody went home and they're satisfied. That's conflict resolution. So put measurable results, something that can be measured. Like when we say 95% within 24 hours by 40%, those are things that can be measured by the ATS. Like the ATS can pick these things and say, hey, I can measure this as a value that this person brought to this particular company, and I think they can replicate this value if given a better opportunity in my company. Does that make sense? So value is what you're looking for. Now make that value measurable. All right, make it measurable in a way that everybody can understand, everybody can get it, everybody can align with it. And then they can pick it and say, if I give this person, so let me give you an example. I went for an interview one time, and I was coming from a particular company that was a little bit very difficult to get sales. Honestly, it was kind of difficult to get sales, but I was getting sales, plus the difficulty of, like, everybody knows that this particular kind of job is difficult, but I was getting sales from it and I was hitting my targets. Now I wanted to port to another company who did almost the same thing, but their way was way easier. It was so easy to get sales, and their clients are easier. Their clients are warm leads. They don't shout on you. They don't insult you. They're actually expecting you to give them a call so that they can buy. Now, when I was talking to the owner of the company that day, I said, "This is what I did for this particular company. So we're expected to bring like 15 sales by the end of the week, and I brought maybe 20 sales and blah 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 blah, measurable this thing." And the guy said, "Hey, if you can do this in this company with this leads, if I give you better leads, better timing, better gadgets, better blah blah blah, I'm pretty sure you're going to do more. You're going to double it more because it's easier." So he was able to measure my value with this other company because I gave him that value. This is what it would, the value was measurable. That's basically what you're looking for. If it's not measurable, they tend to look at you and like, what are you doing? Do you understand? Okay, I can measure this. And that's the same thing for the ETS. Now, save your CV in a text-based PDF or Word document so that it's easy for it to read. I usually say it's like the ETS is like a toddler, like an analog toddler. It's like a baby. You need to make it very easy for it to read your CV. Easy for you too to get the. Okay, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, just you, because I'm not seeing yes. Oh, okay. Okay, yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. All right. Perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. So I believe this is where we were, and then this is where we are right now. So this is like an example of what a CV should look like. I'm not saying you have to follow the template exactly, but you see how it's easy to know where the skills are, where the professional experience is, where education is. Like, it's easy for you to see. At the top there, you can see Chinda Brights, that's the name. And I know it's a little bit blur, but I'm going to explain what I'm saying here so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, just after Chinda Bright, just below that, you're going to see his country. So Chinda's country is Nigeria. I can see his phone number. Most times I advise not to even put your phone number safe, but you can put, because they will not. What do they want to do? Call you? They're foreigners. How do they want to call you? Maybe, okay, maybe WhatsApp. But usually it's easier to just have your email, your LinkedIn, right? If you want to put your number, you can put it there. But so I have here in Nigeria his number, email, and then his LinkedIn, the link to his LinkedIn profile. You see that the link to his LinkedIn profile is right there, because just after, once they see your CV, if they're satisfied with your CV, they go straight to your LinkedIn. they go straight to your LinkedIn, especially if you're a virtual assistant. If you're a virtual assistant, they'll just go straight to your LinkedIn. Why? Because you just want to see that you're active on your LinkedIn, that you give very good you 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 give very good advice to people on LinkedIn. You're actually active on LinkedIn. The things that you're posting is something that is useful, is something that is valuable to the community at large, and they're not wasting their time. Okay. Now, just below the LinkedIn is supposed to be professional experience. Now, this particular CV doesn't have, it has a professional experience, it doesn't have the heading for the professional experience. So something like this CV may pass through, however, may get a query because I'm not seeing the title professional experience there. Sorry, professional summary or be executive summary there. But that's what follows through, like detailed oriented administrative professional, skilled in calendar management, travel coordination, CRM administration, and workflow. That's what this thing says. That's what the executive experience. You see that straight to the point. The person's already the sale market. The person's already selling themselves. They are not telling you they are hardworking because it's a giving for you to be hardworking. It is a giving for you to be dedicated. It is a giving for you to be focused. Nobody is asking you if you are because you're supposed to be. You are supposed to be. It is a given. Nobody's going to come and ask you. You are supposed to be. You are the one looking for a job, and these things don't come easy. So they don't want to see I'm hardworking. Of course, you're supposed to be. I'm focused. Yes, you are supposed to be. It's not supposed to be something to brag about. This is a given for everybody. So, what do we want you to brag about? What do we want to see on your CV? That you're detailed oriented, you're an administrative professional that is skilled in calendar management. Now, if I was a virtual assistant, if I was an executive looking for a virtual assistant, I already see what I'm looking for here because I'm looking for calendar management, I'm looking for a travel coordinator, I'm looking for someone who understands CRM, at least most of the CRM and admin workflow optimization and all of those things. This person already gave me from the executive summary. So I'm seeing keywords already. So what do I do next as a recruiter? I go straight to the skills. Remember that I'm not looking for so much. See, I didn't read everything on the executive summary. I just read the first two lines. I'm just going to go to the skills. Okay, skills. What do they have? What can they do? What CRM have they used? Oh, they've used Google Workspace. They've used Slack. They've used Trello, Asana. Oh, okay, okay. I'm satisfied. Then I go to the professional experience and then I look for actionable and measurable impacts that they've given to other people. Oh, they have experience in this, they've done this, they've done this, they've done this, they've done this. And that's how they look at it and they go to the next person. Okay, so you need to make it easy for them. So the first thing they want to see is your executive summary, your skill, your profession. See that my eye already just goes straight to the person, to the place where I need it to go to. There's not so much Hausa says to Rinchi. There's not too much English. The English is not too much like that. The English is very direct, it's straight to the point. I'm not confused when I look at your CV. I'm very it's direct and it's directing me to where I need to be, and I love it. And that's what they want to see. They don't have time to waste. That goes as well for your LinkedIn. Okay, so 85% of recruiters usually go to check your LinkedIn before they hire you. So let's say it has passed through the ATS check and it has also passed through the recruiters table. They approve of your CV. Once they approve your CV, they keep it aside. So they need more ways to streamline because they cannot be interviewing more than 1,000 people. They need more ways to cut down these things. What do they do next? They go to your social media handles, they go to your LinkedIn. Now, a lot of us who are listening to me have so many experience, too many, like who have worked, like impressive experience. I've spoken with a lot of people like that. Impressive experience. However, they don't know how to put this everything in an organized way. Let's say they're looking for a job. Let's say okay, Victoria, can you hear me now? All right, I'm going to take that as a yes. Now you've done so many things, and then you don't know how to put it in perspective because you want to put all your experience in one place. You want to see that you want them to see that hey, you're very dedicated. You've done so much, and I understand that. I understand that feeling. However, it's going to be career suicide for you if you put every of those experience in one thing. Now, when it comes to, let's go back to your CV just a little bit. When it comes to your CV, I would advise you that once you go over your CV and you see that you've had experience in different fields, and you're applying for, let's say you're applying for this particular field. So let's say you're applying for customer success role. Put the experience that you have under customer success only in that CV and then submit. Don't put everything. Mind you, you cannot have one CV for all the things you're applying for. Again, another career suicide. You cannot have one CV that you apply for everything. You have to have multiple CVs streamlined for that particular job. It has to be for that job because that job has their keyword. The next job has its own keywords. So you can't have one CV that goes for everything. However, some jobs have similar keywords. So you can do that, right? That's why when you hear people who are talking about applying for jobs, they usually say it's like a full day's job because you have to prep your CV to look like it. You have to do applications upon applications. You have to answer questions repeatedly. You have to do your video. Most times they tell you to do like a video introduction and all of those things. They're a lot. So you can't do one CV that will go for. You're doing the same CV for customer service. The same CV you want to apply for it for virtual assistant. The same CV you want to apply for it for. You want to put it for what's the name? Graphics design. The same CV. We can't be having that. We will not have that in Jesus' name. Right? So we can't be doing that. That's not something we should do. Not one CV. Make sure that you have several CVs for different job application because like I said, they have different keywords that are applicable to each application and each job description. The same thing happens when it comes to LinkedIn or similar thing with your CV. Now for your LinkedIn, make sure that your LinkedIn is not empty, right? I know that we don't have a lot of experience. Most of us coming in at beginners, we don't have a lot of experience, and that's not a problem. Make use of volunteering. Most of us volunteer in wherever it is that we are. Some of us that are Christians usually join church activities. We're very dedicated people in our church. Some of us that like all this NGO volunteer, you are very dedicated in your NGO volunteer. Some of us even in our family, we are like the go-to person for everything. You're the one that has to keep everybody's certificate. You're the one who is keeping everybody's everything. You're the one who is the organizer of the family. People are going for a trip. You're the one who organizes the trip, who ensures that everybody is having everything that they need to do. You're the one who knows about everybody's allergies in the family. Do you know that that's a skill? Do you understand that that's a skill? That's a skill that you can actually package to sell to recruiters and they will buy it and employ you. Okay? That's actually a skill that you now the next thing that we need to learn when it comes to LinkedIn is your headline. How does your LinkedIn look like? So if you go to your LinkedIn now, how does it look like? Um, does your headline have open to work? If it has open to work, remove it. It's the same thing with your CV. When your CV is screaming, hire me, hire me, hire me, because I need money, not hire me because I can bring value. Same thing when it comes to your LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn saying, hire me, hire me, hire me, I'm open to opportunities, or is saying, I can do this and I'm confident that I can do this. Okay. Confidence is an intoxicating perfume. Confidence is an intoxicating perfume that draws people to you. And that's confidence in anything. So if you're confident on your CV, it kind of draws recruiters to you. like you're drawn. They're drawn to you because they are confident that because you are confident you can do it. They are confident in your confidence. All right. I sound like a motivational speaker. Should I go into this? So, I'm joking. So when you have open to opportunities or open to work on your LinkedIn, you know that green open to work. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I think I have it here. This is what I'm talking about to work. Open to work or open to opportunities. When you have that, it's kind of a turn off for most people because they feel like you're desperate to get a job, and because you're desperate to get a job, you probably may not be a good fit because you go use gara take do the job and you won't do it well. Okay, it's just like when people say when somebody that does not have money for a long time, like a large sum of money comes into their account, they tend to spend it on something else. Like they tend to start to misbehave. They just tend to just do anyhow. It's the same thing. When you are so desperate to get a job, you now get the job. Then because of either anxiety or excitement, that's what is going on in their head. I'm telling you, this is a psychological thing. So they will now think that because of anxiety or excitement, you may mess up the work. Do you get? Or you may not be as good as you are, as you think you are, or as you said you are, because if you were, you would have gotten a job. That's the psychology of most recruiters. So that's why I usually advise my students to remove that open to work. Let your results show. If you don't have a lot of results, I think I've given you some few things that you can do. Like I said, the things you already do, the things you already know how to do. Some of us, we already have our 9 to 5 that we go to, that we have endured for years, and we do stuff there. That's experience. There's something called transferable skills. Whatever skills you have learned in this place, you can transfer it to this place. There's something called transferable skills. I teach that, by the way. I teach my students that how to transfer skills that, you know. Now, your summary is either blank or sounds generic. I'm passionate about growth and excellence. I'm a dedicated worker. I am hardworking. And we know that you have to be. Again, if you don't give me value, there's no way that I'm going to employ you. If you don't show value, there's no way I'm going to employ you. You have no proof of skills, no recommendations, no future work, no clear personal brand. So remember how I said when I started to build my skill? What did I start to build? I started to build a brand that says I can help in sales, I can help in admin, I can help in basically sales and admin and customer service. Yes, I can help in sales, I can help in admin, I can help in sales, customer service. So I started to build that brand on my LinkedIn. I did not have one experience. I didn't have jack. What I did was I just met my friends. They had small businesses open. I personally had one small business I was doing. So I was using my small business as experiment for everything. I was using it as experiment for everything. If I had one customer, I would create a Google Sheet and put the customer inside and use all the CRM tools I've learned for that customer. Do you understand? I made sure I built experience for myself. I built it so much. I built experience for myself. I called people who I thought they were very busy. I said, I think I can help you with this. I can help you with this. I can help you with this. And I said to build experience. As I built that experience, I now branded it into something very professional and big, and then I'll put it on my LinkedIn. Today we helped this particular customer to do so. I won't put the customer's name. You were not there when I was doing it, but I did it. I wasn't lying, right? And that was how I started to build my own professional brand. And you can do the same thing. All right. And most times I know we look down on the things we already have, but the things you already have are already great. There's no need to don't look down on yourself. They're already great. Like I said, when this thing looks like this, remove it. Please remove what you're open to work. Ensure that your summary, executive summary, carries like it's like a cover letter. Okay, so it shows value, things that you can do for the company, even if you have not done it before, but you know that you have done it, like, or you know you can do it. Carry value. carry Let's carry measurable value that you've given to somebody before and you think you can replicate it in this particular company. That's your executive summary. Then when I look at here where it says customer success at Zoom Jacks, and then just below that it's supposed to show a few skills that you have. Write a few skills that you feel like you have and you can, give to this particular company, so that when recruiters are looking on LinkedIn, they can see what you can do for them. They can see what you can do for a company. Okay. Now, what works instead when it comes to LinkedIn? Start with a strong headline, not looking for remote jobs, but helping businesses retain customers and build and boost satisfaction through strategic support. Something so professionally written that it attracts the professionals, right? Write a result-driven summary. Tell the recruiters what problems you've solved before, not just your life story, not even your life story, just what you have shared done. Because nobody's interested in your life story. Nobody wants to hear where you're coming from or where you're going to. They just want to know what you can do for them. Use keywords, like the ATS. LinkedIn also has softwares and platforms that search for keywords as well. So use keywords that you normally see. Now, because it's LinkedIn, it's not a CV. You cannot say I'm going to go to a job application and copy keywords and scatter them on my CV, right? However, for LinkedIn, you know the type of jobs you're looking for, and you know the common keywords that are common everywhere. So use those keywords. For virtual assistant, most times you hear administrative, calendar management, email management, all of those things. Scatter them on your CV like that. So use keywords so that it's easy for people to see you. Then show proof, add certifications. For instance, you do a course like mine. Now, after you do a course like mine, you get certified. You get a certificate of attendance. Show that certification on your LinkedIn. Most of us here have gone through ALX, I'm sure. You have your certificate from ALX. Put it on your LinkedIn. Places um things you've done like that, like impressive things you've done. If you've gone through an NGO before, maybe you were an intern. After the internship, you were given a certificate. Put it on your LinkedIn. If you were not given a certificate, but you've worked for an NGO before, maybe a volunteer. You don't necessarily need to be a paying worker with the NGO, but a volunteer. You guys go for impressive things like HIV orientation, women, girls education, all of those things, and you joined. You make sure you participate so that they would snap you very good picture. They don't snap your picture, carry your phone, snap yourself picture showing that you were doing it. All right. Then put it on your LinkedIn. Put it on your social media page as well. Not just your LinkedIn, put it on your IG, put it on your social media pages. Kind of brag a little, because by the time they go to your LinkedIn, they will kind of search a little bit about you online. And you shouldn't be the person that insults people on the comment section. If you're that person, make sure that you change, because they will find it, they will see it, and they don't want to be associated with those kind of people. Okay, they don't want later, maybe the way social media, they don't used to forget. Later, something blows up and they see something like that about you. And if you're connected to the company, they would not want to have anything to do with you. You don't want to be that person. So from beginning, they would like to avoid it. Okay, so what kind of things do you put on your social media? Also be careful about that. Engage strategically, like comments on LinkedIn. Let's say post on LinkedIn under the comment section. If you have like a company that you're targeting, maybe there's a company you want to work for and you're targeting that particular company. I think somebody told me this the one time. He said that on that particular company, make sure that you always comment on most of their posts, and let it be an insightful comment, an intelligent comment, a helpful comment. Let your name shall just be popping, so that by the time you go for an interview with them, they will remember your name. Your name will they will recognize it, and then they will want to work with you. And it happens again. It's more psychology. It's more of a psychological game than it is a numbers game, honestly. Right. So now the best strategy, the best secret to get an online job right now, especially as entry level. When I mean entry level, you're just starting and you don't have experience, is the kind of roles that you apply for. What kind of roles are you starting with as a new beginner in the remote space? Are you going for the high tech jobs, which is, to be honest with you, which is good, because they pay well. These jobs start to pay you from about $5,000, $3,000 and above, and that's you being paid low, to be honest with you. However, do you have the skills? Because these are things that you need skills for. Like you need to learn, you need to network, you need to learn for a year. You're learning for a year and a half, you're learning, and you've not even put your foot in the door. Is it those kind of skills you're looking for, those kind of jobs you're looking for, or you're looking for the actual entry level jobs? what are the actual entry level jobs? Virtual assistant, customer service, sales, telemarketing, teaching English as a second language, appointment setting. Those are entry level jobs. Those are jobs you don't necessarily need a serious degree for, that you don't necessarily need a very long time training for. You need to be trained for this, but you don't need a long time training for it. You don't need to be in training for 6 months. You don't need to be in training for a year before you are good at this, because these are things that already come naturally to most of us, and it's just easy to just flow into that training. Once you're done, you start to apply for those jobs, and then you can get it, because again, these are actually entry level jobs. Okay. Now, for virtual assistants, most things you're going to be doing: email management, scheduling, admin tasks. Most of these people pay you $400, $500 to about $1,000, $1,000, $1.5 per month, and that's beginner. You can actually earn more. Same as customer service, as sales, as telemarketing, sales, and same as in teaching English as a second language. So we're going to learn a little bit about this and what they entail. Now, you need to understand that these companies, they pay for competence, they pay for results. They are not paying for your CV, they are not paying for your certificate. So whether you have a degree in this or not, whether you have a school degree or not, whether you have gone to the university or not, just shall know how to communicate, know how to speak English, know how to speak, and then they understand you, and know that when they speak, you understand. Know how to follow instructions, and you're good. So let's start with a virtual assistant. What is virtual assistant? Just so that you understand very quickly. Now, virtual assistant is like an office assistant, but instead of working in a physical office, we are working online. You're working virtually from somewhere else, not physically. Now, from anywhere in the world, you can be a virtual assistant in Nigeria. You're helping somebody out in the US, in the UK, in Germany, wherever. As long as you guys can communicate, you understand them, they understand you, you're good. Now, what do? You handle administrative tasks like email, scheduling, data entry, research, a few things like that. You support businesses and entrepreneurs with organization. So you organize their orders, you organize their online shop for those people who do e-commerce. You organize their customers, you keep them in check, you manage social media, you create documents, you handle customer inquiries depending on what the client needs. So a client may just need you to just help them out with posting online. Okay, that's an assistant. You are virtually assisting that person. It's that simple. A client may need you to help them out with a research. Maybe they're doing a few research on something and they want you to do the early research. You're assisting them with research. You're being a virtual assistant because you're doing it virtually. That's just what it means. Now, who are the people that hired virtual assistant? Mostly small business owners, startups, coaches, busy professionals. And these people are busy. They have a lot of things. They have a lot of emails that are not replied. They have a lot of things that need to be done. And they don't know how to just organize their life. That's why where you come in. In simple terms, a VA is like a right hand helper for a business owner, keeping things organized and running smoothly. And this is all done remotely. You don't necessarily need to see the person. Person can be in Dubai. You are here. You get the job done. You get paid. Customer service agents. Basically, what you do, you handle customer questions, customer complaints, customer requests. You sit in front of your computer or your phone and you receive calls for the number of hours you're going to be at work. So most of these people require you to work 8 hours in a day, from their own 9 to their own 5, which is going to be your own 2 or 3. So your own 5 or 6, depends on what time zone you are in. As a customer service agent, you can also help with billing, with others, technical issues, general inquiries as well. And then we have under the customer service, under the call center agent, I usually call it call center agent costs. Under the call center agents course, we also have telemarketers. Basically, you contact potential customers by phone, you introduce products, you introduce services, you give them a call, you persuade them to speak to you, most of the problem when it comes to telemarketing is mainly you're going to get people who are going to be dropping the call on you. So you need to know how to handle rejection a lot. Because by the time you pick up the call and you say, hey, this is Grace with blah, blah, blah company, they drop the call because they get a lot of telemarketers calling them in a day. In a day, they may get almost 100 to 200 calls from different companies, not one company, different companies calling to market things, and that's what you're going to be doing. But at the end of the day, you should get somebody who will talk to you, and then you get paid for this thing, right? And then you use persuasion to spark interest. Sometimes you do cold calling. Cold calling is not sometimes, it's always, you will do cold calling when you are a telemarketer. That's basically what you're going to be doing. Then as a sales agent, under the call center class as well, under the call center course, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be selling services, products, depends on what the company wants you to sell. So you focus on turning conversations into sales. You may handle warm leads. Warm leads means these people know that you want to call them. They have scheduled a call time with you. You call them, you speak to them. Hey, you reached out to my company concerning this blah 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 need. So tell me what exactly do you need, and then you have a conversation with them, and then you sell the product. Now, this for sales agents, what you are going to need is knowing the product. Product knowledge is top notch, and then your negotiation skills. Then you know how to use the script. For both customer service, telemarketers, you're going to be using the script anyway. So it's basically just you learning how to read. If you can read, follow a script. Now read the script as if you are having a conversation, not read a script as if you are reading a script, if that makes sense. But that's what you're going to be doing. Now, on the sales agent, you're going to have quotas, you're going to have targets. You need to make so and so sales in a day or in a week to keep your job. Now, all of this, like I said, are under call center agents because they're kind of similar and you get jobs kind of like that. Their job description are kind of interchangeable. And then teaching English as a second language. It is exactly how it sounds. Teaching English as a second language. Now, a lot of people in the world do not know how to speak English. Japan, people from Japan, Korea, Turkey, Germans don't know how to speak English very well. So they need you to teach them how to speak English as a second language. English is not their first language, it is their second language. You that can speak English and know how to do pronunciations can now teach these people English, schedule your timing with them, and you get paid. All right. So you see that this is something that you have been doing your entire life, how to speak English. They have taught us this thing in school. Now it's just to use it to get money. This is a little bit complicated, more complicated than others. And what I mean by that is you're going to be teaching grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. So if you don't know if you don't know grammar, if you don't know vocabulary, pronunciations, you may have a little bit of challenge with this, but it's not something that cannot be fixed. All you have to do is just you can train to know it. You can train to actually know how to do these pronunciations, vocabulary, grammar, and all of these things. And after the training, you can get a certificate, which actually even qualifies you more to do teaching English as a second language. So you're going to be helping students practice speaking English, listening, reading, writing. Some of these platforms, in fact, they don't necessarily need you to do vocabulary or grammar. They just need you to know how to have a conversation with especially adults. So with adults, you have conversations with them, ask them how was their day, listen to them talk. So when they talk and you see that they're putting past tense where they're supposed to put present tense, you correct them. Then they continue to have a conversation with you. Because for some adults, that's how they learn, having conversations with you. Some platforms provide that. And just for having conversations with somebody, you get paid. Okay? So you use lesson plans, games, conversations to make learning easy. And most of these platforms provide their learning program, their learning booklet and everything. You don't need to do anything, any lesson notes. You don't need to do it. They already have it. And so they train you on how to use their own lesson note, and then you just go into teaching these people. Now, who can you teach? You can teach children, adults from countries like China, Korea, Japan, Spain, people that find that English is not their first language. In simple terms, an ESL teacher is like a friendly English coach who helps students around the world learn to speak and understand English better. All right. If you're still confused about what to go for, this is just the very straightforward. If you prefer to organize tasks, you're a task organizer, just go for virtual assistant. If you enjoy talking to people, having conversations with people, solving issues, making friends, it's easy for you, then go for call center agent. And if you like to teach and share knowledge, if you even have an experience in it, then you can go for you being an ESL teacher. Now, when it comes to steps in getting this, you need to apply yourself daily. Consistency over hustle. We know that we are hustlers, and a lot of companies like that about us. We are hustlers. However, how far is your hustle going to take you if you're not consistent in learning, in practicing, and in being better at what you do? All right. Now, average earnings for this particular thing, for this particular jobs, average earnings, you can get $2,000 to $4,000 as a service rep, as a sales rep, almost the same thing. As virtual assistant, kind of 2,005 to about 6,000. Now, this is average. However, you can start as a beginner from $500 and above. Being an ESL teacher, you can start as a beginner from, I think, 400, 500 and above. And then you're going to be paid by hour. So the hours that you work are the hours you're going to be paid for. Okay. Now, how I train. My training is hands-on. You're going to have assignments that you need to do. You're going to have videos you need to go through, but you're going to also have assignments that you need to do, projects that you need to do, customer chats, mock customer chats, ESL lesson plans that you need to create as well. And you're going to master tools like Slack, Trello, Zoom, some CRM tools that these companies use. We're going to use them just for you to get familiar with them and understand how they work. Then we're also going to do portfolio development so that you have proof of experience. So I know a lot of us don't have experience, and that's why most of the assignments are kind of experience based. So they push you to have to do more of the experience than do more of the theory. If that makes sense. So you do more of the experience, you gather these things, you show proof, you put it in your portfolio so that you have proof of what you've done. You can do it, or you can put them on your LinkedIn. You can put them in an organized portfolio, and then you submit when you feel like, hey, I'm ready to start applying for jobs. Now, everybody looks for jobs in different places. Some people, I call them the level one. They look for jobs in Upwork, Fiverr, Indeed, which is very, very competitive, highly competitive, and you have a success rate of about 2 to 3%, meaning you have companies reach back out to you, and the percentage for that is about 2 to 3%, which is very low. Second level of people is they tend to look for jobs in the more less saturated space, like remote OK, flex jobs, we work remotely, and which is about 15 to 20% success rate. Now, then you will have the hidden job market. The hidden job market are where people do more of referrals and outreach and private network than you'd hardly see the job links out there. So you have direct company referrals, outreaches, private networks are basically like my network, where after you're done with your course, you're admitted into the community, and then you have these links posted on there, and then you can click and apply on the links. And the competition is quite low. Your pay as well depends on the company, and your success rate is about 60 to 80% because the market is less saturated, and it's a more direct to the company than through a recruiter's route. I hope that makes sense. Now, if you implement this, if you implement, I'm sorry, I think I'm tired. If you implement this, you too will have the results I'm about to show you. This is no, this is for a student. This is not mine. Now, this is for a student who works as a sales rep, and this is their monthly salary. I think for this particular job, it pays you both commission and it pays you by hour. So for sales, after you make your sales that you're being paid by commission, you're also paid by hour. Some people just pay you only by commission. This person actually earns $300 weekly. And this is a virtual assistant job as well. They earn $300 weekly. Now, this person earns $6 per hour with this company. $6 per hour with this company. Frequently asked questions, usually the I don't have money people. Now, most people that have the knowledge that you do not have right now are earning about 2M monthly. And let's say you are earning currently 200K monthly. And that's about 1.8 that you are losing because you feel like you don't have the money to go through training or a skill that will help you right now. I really would advise you that if you can, please do. Because the skill you learn right now is a skill that's going to help you for a very, very long time. A very long time. I don't have the time. The program is designed for busy people. The program is designed for busy people. You have access to the program for 1 month, and it's a self-paced kind of video that you need to go through. Videos so that you need to go through self-paced whenever you have the time, so you can do that in the night. It's not something that requires you to. It's not something that requires your time, your full time every day. So whenever you have time, just go through it. 30 minutes of video, 17 minutes of video, and you're done. I've been scammed before, and I completely understand that the internet is full of scammers, especially targeting Nigerians. And because we're desperate and we ooze desperation most times, especially when you're saying, I need money, hire me, we use it. However, that's why I'm giving you verifiable results. And you can also check my LinkedIn, Google my name, check my previous clients, my previous students. You can also go to Work From Home with 10 on Instagram, where we have most of our students. Once they graduate, we tend to put them on there. You can send them a message. I will give you their numbers if it's permitted, if they permit it, because I don't give people numbers without without getting permission from them. My reputation is kind of everything to me, and I've been building this business for about 4 years, and I plan to be here for about the next 40 years. So scamming is not something I will do to you because I don't like it, and it's not something I will do. It's something that I would really love that you actually verify before you go into. So can I really do this without a degree? 100% yes, you can absolutely do this without a degree. You don't necessarily need a degree. You just need to know, as I'm speaking, you are understanding me. If you speak, if I understand you, you're good. That's it. We're good. As long as we can understand each other, you're good. How long before you start to see results? If you are able to follow instructions, you should start seeing results within 30 to 60 days. If you're able to follow instructions and are patient, you can handle rejection. If you can handle rejection, you're good. Because most people, once they see one no, they're finished. So you need to learn how to handle rejection, because your rejections actually make you feel, oh, okay, they saw it. Okay, what can I better? Can I make this better? You can send them a mail and say, hey, why did you send me a no? Why do you feel? And most of them actually reply, and you can work on whatever it is that you think was a no, and work on that. Another thing that usually disqualifies people are your gadgets. Your gadgets need to be seen, especially internet. I mean, you can see. I think towards the middle of this particular webinar, we had a few. I had a few internet interruption, and it was unpleasant to you because I kept asking, can you hear me, can you hear me, can you hear me? That's how unpleasant it is to recruiters, to interviewers, to people who are looking for you to work for them. That's how unpleasant it is. So any small hitch like this, just so you know what, you're not ready. So if you're able to keep instructions, you follow instructions, have your gadgets ready in 30 to 60 days, let's say 90 days, yeah, we can land the job. Do I need any special equipment? You need your phone, you need your laptop, you need lights, you need power, and you need a good internet. Very, very, very important. And with 50K, 60K, let's say 70K, you can set up a good home office. And let's say if you're working for a company that pays bi-weekly, that's every 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you should have gotten your first salary. Mind you, most of these companies actually train you. They train you before you start, and most of them pay for training. So let's say in a week they train you, and they pay bi-weekly. So by the second week, you're already working for them. So they're going to pay you by the second week, right? Your first salary, and that's how I got my first gadget. Your first salary can sum up to about 500K, 700K, depends on how much they pay. So you can sum up to 500K, 400K. You cannot get better gadgets, and then you start the work. Now, I think I've given you enough to see what is possible, but knowing isn't enough. All you do, you need to know, you need to have templates, tools, job boards. You need somebody that can guide you, and that's why I created Work from Home with 10. I believe I mentioned Work from Home with 10 before, that you can go on social media on LinkedIn. Yeah, you can go on LinkedIn. You can go on Instagram. You can go on Facebook. Just type Work from Home with 10, and you would see some of the people we've worked with. And Work from Home with 10 is like a complete system to help you learn and earn in dollars. So it helps you to learn what you need to do, and also you are admitted into the community that provides you with links every week so that you can apply for jobs that are recruiting Nigerians at this time. Now, everything I've shared with you tonight, the three secrets, I've already given you enough information to follow to transform your career. But realizing that we Nigerians like to be held by the hand and taught what to do, again, is why I have created this particular platform. All right, and that's why I'm going to also be offering this services, these bonuses, which I've not really done before. I'm going to be offering these bonuses to you. Now, this bonus gives you access to a private group of over 500 successful remote workers, and it is valued at $997. Now, the real value is in the price tag for what it provides. It provides mentorship, it provides job opportunities, and it provides motivation, because a lot of times you're going to be demotivated. That's why we're here. We provide motivation to keep going, ensure that we give you energy because you're almost there. This bonus also, now we have a personal strategy session, which is a bonus that offers 90 minutes one-on-one call with me, valued at $1,997. And the true value lies in personalized high impact guidance. What does that mean? One-on-one strategy call with me, which is valued at about 150K, job board vault, and a done for you template pack, like a CV templates, cover letters, LinkedIn headline, and summary scripts that you're going to need, to start off your career as you go. The complete starter kit, all into one, is your interview success toolkit, into LinkedIn optimization checklist, and portfolio builder kit. Especially for virtual assistants, you will need a portfolio builder kit, and we also provide that for the complete starter kit. And that starter kit, if you put everything together, core training is about 700K, and bonus is about 500K, which is total about 1.2. And I do private coaching. Now, my private coaching usually is charged as $1,000 for private coaching, because I do not just coach you on career. I also teach and coach on some specific things I know that recruiters or companies are looking for right now. Now, your investment for the complete Work from Home with 10 and everything I just gave you is about 1.2. However, for the period and for this webinar and for the period of this time, we're going to be giving you for a discount of 60,000 naira. But there's more discounts to come, so hold on. Now, the price of this program goes for 60,000 naira, and imagine all that you will be getting for one-time fee of 60,000 naira. But I have something special for you for those who have attended this webinar today, and that's a special discount. For the people on this webinar tonight, the discount rate is going to be 30,000 instead of 60,000. So that's a slash of 50% from 60,000 to 30,000, and that's for people on this webinar today. So that's discounted at 30,000 naira. I almost said dollars. 30,000 naira, and the original price, like I said, is 60,000 naira. Now, this is a one-time commitment. It means that after this payment, you will not be asked to pay for anything again. All right, so you have your access to the videos, to the training, and then you have your access to the community. And access to the community is for a lifetime. You're going to be there for a lifetime. There's no limited access to it. And the community, what does it do? It provides more training, provides links to jobs, and provides links to other trainings that I feel like will be valuable to you. Okay. Now the special bonus that I'm going to be giving for the first 5 people who make payments, for the first 5 people, mind you, who make payments, is a free CV revamp form from me for 2 different job descriptions. So I'm going to go through your CV. I'm going to go through your experience, whatever it is you've done, whether you have experience or not. Just give me an idea of what you've done. I'm going to construct a CV revamp for 2 different job descriptions for you that you're looking for, and then we're going to go through a 15 minutes consultation on career compatibility. Now, this is not here, but I'm giving this to the first 5 people as well, which is I am going to personally be teaching you on a particular skill that recruiters, especially when it comes to virtual assistants and customer service agents, are looking for right now. Like they are looking, you have that on your CV. They are looking for you like hot cake. Why they're looking for you is because right now in America, a whole lot of people are having issues with what they call their credit. Their credit is really, really bad. Now, because their credit is really, really bad, we have new companies springing up doing credit repair. Okay. I'm a credit repair specialist and I'm a consultant. That's what I do. I'm a consultant for credit and I'm a credit repair specialist. So I'm going to be teaching you credit repair and consulting for credit repair. That's for the first 5 people. Now, I'm very, very, very careful saying the first 5 people. Okay, so the first 5 people, I'm going to be giving you this. In addition to whatever it is that you're going to be learning from work from home return. Now, these bonuses are only available for those people who are watching this webinar, who are on this webinar today. Okay, it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I feel like you can grab onto this and grab onto it right now. Again, 30,000 naira, that's what you're going to be paying. Pay now and get started. How to do that is, this is the link for payment. So the link is going to be posted on the comment section. All you have to do is just click on it and it takes you straight to where you need to pay. Once you pay, send your proof of payment via WhatsApp, please. Via WhatsApp to the number below. That's 081102 14340. Okay. Send it straight to this particular number and you get added to the group and we can get you started on your journey. So now I'm going to be going through the questions while you do that and see what question I'm going to go over. All right, Ijoma. Okay, not a problem. You want to apply for the virtual assistant. Again, just click on the link and you should be good to go. Okay, you can go over your questions right now. I'm taking questions, please. I just posted the payment link. All you have to do is click on the payment link, and I just posted the payment link right now. Click on the payment link and you should be good to go. Vera, I hope you've seen the payment link. Okay, so I see a question. What if I don't have experience in virtual assistant, but my CV is in content strategy? Oh, that's amazing. And my LinkedIn is in content strategy. Not a problem. Content strategy is also on the virtual assistant. Again, like I said, virtual assistant is you just assisting somebody virtually. Content strategy is one skill that people are actually looking for, and by people I mean content creators, companies that have active social media. So I mean, all you have to do is just upskill on another form of social media task that you can help, skill that you can help, like social media management, and you're already a virtual assistant. Okay, let's see. All right. Victoria, the link is there. If depends on when you have the money, so you can always send a message again to that number and we will know what to do. The link is there, Vera. The link has been posted. All right, so let me repost that. The link is also posted on the group, on the WhatsApp group. So if you are, let's see, the first 5 people that pay now, again, remember, have the bonus. So if you want to pay now, Tini, you can pay now. So the link is going to also be posted on the WhatsApp group. So you can just go there, click on the link and post it. We're going to be ending this webinar here right now. And you can definitely leave your comments on, like I said before, what you learned on the comment. Three things that you learned throughout this webinar. I would like to see that. And yes, the link is going to be posted on the WhatsApp group so that you can just follow. You can just click on it and you're done. All right. Thank you.